Hello everybody. It is Pip Tubman here from Queen Pip Cards and the Card Making Know-How Academy. Welcome. Hello. We are talking all things Christmas poinsettia today. So hopefully you're all here. Just checking that we're live. We are. It all looks good. So today we are using some products from Chloe's Creatives. And these are the part of her floral Christmas boutique builder. So we've got the Christmas bouquet builder, the beautiful bouquet Christmas flowers. Hi Ange, lovely to see you here. I'm also trying out some new papers. These are the Chloe's Creatives Luxury Pearl papers. Just because I wanted to try and have a little bit more of a pearly feel to things. And these are come in lots of different colours, but I just happened to get the red, green, the red and the white because I thought for Christmas that's perfect. So I thought I would just create some things, and I've got a card base. I've prepped a load of stuff. Okay, I've prepped a load of stuff because I'm due to go out singing this afternoon for our local nursing home, care home, and so this needs to be a quick video today, so we're going to take no more than half an hour hopefully. And so I've pre-done a whole lot of it because a lot of it would take some time because I've gone heat embossing, I've gone sparkly, so I've prepped a load of stuff. But basically if you prepare some poinsettia petals and then some other little sort of attractive flowers, you can make a lovely card. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be using some of the papers. We'll have a look and we'll see. Hi Sally, lovely to see you. So let's go hands down and I'll show you what I've done and then I'll show you how to put it all together. Okay, so I've made a whole bunch of these. So I wanted to show you, and that's one that's got a bit snooky out of it. I wanted to show you, isn't that lovely? So this is like a glittery gold, which actually a friend gave to me. She was getting rid of some of her Christmassy, well, some of her crafting stuff. And she said, oh, I've got some heat embossing powders. Would you like them? She said, they're very old. They're from like COVID times. And I said, well, yeah, I'll have a look and see. And they're beautiful. Look at this. And can you see the pearlescence as well on the card, on the paper itself? So not only is the gold sparkly, but the paper itself is a bit sparkly too, which is lovely. It's dull and dismal in the south of England. Yes, it is dull and dismal, Ange. Yes, Sally, you're right. It's dreadful here. It's just miserable and wet and yuck. But yes, but these are not. These are sparkly. Look, lovely. So I've created a bunch of these. And this one, I'd stamped them a little bit too close together and I took a nick out of that. But you know what? It doesn't matter because when you build them together, you layer them on top of each other. And guess what? No one's going to see that one by the time all of these ones are layered on top of it. Perfect, right? So we're going to do that. I want to give a little bit of texture to my poinsettia petals. So I'm just bringing in my bone folder, which is going to give them a little bit of a curl. And some of them I might want to curl the other way, just to be different, because they don't all have to go the same way. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes they just need to come up a little bit, as well as out. So it just gives a bit more of a feel to them if you sort of interchange them all different ways. And then you can just see how they're going to sit when you put them all together. So we'll just give those a little bit of a curl. This one will probably be better to go under since it's got that nick taken out of it. Put another under one there. And this just helps to give a little bit of life to your flowers, really. Let's make that one all the way up. But, you know, it's not necessary. You can do them flat if you want to. And they will go kind of flat when you post them. But it's just a good thing to do to give them a little bit of life. And then the other flowers that I did are these white flowers. So in this stamp set, you get these little, just like little inside pieces, and then the dies. And they create these flowers. Aren't they pretty? Sparkly. And again, I've used the pearlescent card and the sparkly gold. And these ones I'm just going to pull up so that they just sort of overlap a little bit. give them a little bit more. Well, and these ones I made using holographic middle rather than the gold, just for something different. And then we have some more gold. I've got a bunch of these, so we'll see which ones look best when we do that. Okay, and then some more here. Again, just going to pull them up a little. And then I did some leaves. Okay, so again, you just get the inside stamp of the vein. And I've used here some of the old wild wasabi, would you believe, Stampin' embossing powder, when Stampin' Up used to do coloured embossing powder. So I've done a few of those. We'll see how they look. And this is like an old olive, so I know wild wasabi is a little lighter than that, the old wild wasabi, but I thought, well, it just gives us a little bit of that texture, doesn't it? Gives us a little bit of detail on them. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet, but they're going to be okay. And I know they're holly leaves and it's a poinsettia, but you know, you get the feeling. Okay, and then, oh, there's another one here. I've just done this one as well. So we'll just do that one, I think, this way. And as long as you're gentle, you're not going to pull off the embossing in any way, because it's fairly stable. Oh, a few more flowers. Oops. Let's see how these go. Okay, and then what you have in the Christmas bouquet is you have this beautiful big stamp. Oh, hi Lee. Hi Lee, how you doing? Good morning over there in Texas. We're doing good. We're doing poinsettias today, Christmas flowers. So I've got these, and I never had a poinsettia set in my life before, which I know is a bit of a shock horror, really. And something you wouldn't expect from me, because I love Christmas, so you'd think I'd have a poinsettia set, but for some strange reason, I never got one, and I don't really know why. So when I saw this one, I thought, yes, we're going to go with this. Now, I've stamped this in Old Olive from Stampin' Up, and I just want to give the leaves a little bit of boom, shall we say, a bit of juice. So I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. Now, because this is a water-based ink, it will move the green ink around a bit, as well as adding sparkle. So it will make them a little bit more solid, which is good. And it'll add a bit of sparkle at the same time, which is even better. So we'll do this. Now, I had to go over it a little bit. I hadn't stamped it properly on this side, so I had to use it again. I stamp it again. I did use my platform, so that helped on that. And then I didn't press hard enough the first time. And then we'll just do a bit here. And you can see that this bouquet is actually created so that you can put lots of different flowers all over it. It's got lots of what I call ends. So like these stems, ends here and here, 1 2 3 4. So you could put like just 4 white flowers on these if you wanted to. Okay, this would create a bouquet of some variety, which is quite pretty. And then you could put some, you know, you could just randomly attach some other ones in the middle if you wanted to. That looks good. Or you can just hide the ends and put bigger flowers on if you prefer, which is what we're going to do. So, I'll just take those off for a second. If we look at my card base, this is a 5x7 standard out of the packet card base. And what I've done is I've done one that fits inside that. Okay, so we've got a nice border. Now my question is, do I put some paper all the way around to the edge? And I think I'd kind of like your help with this, because I'm not entirely sure. I think it needs something. I'm not sure if it needs... where's my green folder again? I'll put it back again. Here we go. I'm not sure if it needs a big border or if it could get away with just a small border. But I'm thinking we need something to just go around there, because otherwise it's a bit plain. So I have lots of different papers in here, but I'm thinking we need something that's not too like in your face like that, because I think that would be, well, I don't know, maybe. But I think that might be just a bit too much, and we wouldn't really see much of it. If we did it like that, we wouldn't really get to see much of it. If we did that border, I mean, it looks nice, but I feel like it's a waste of all those lovely poinsettias, which I think would be a shame. However, we have got some things like this one. So we've either got this sort of watercolory one at the back here, or where's it gone? It's disappeared again. I've lost it. Here we go. Or we've got these like old olive stars. So I just thought, let's have a look at this. But now actually looking at it, I'm thinking, do you quite like that poinsettia one on it? That looks a bit, that doesn't look as good, does it? Maybe we need the red. Maybe we do need some red, but maybe not poinsettias. Let's see if we've got a different. Yes, actually, do you know what? I'm kind of thinking, out of all of these, I'm kind of thinking the best one might be, we've got Christmas trees. You wouldn't see them as Christmas trees. Oh, we've got snowflakes. What do they look like? We've got red and white poinsettias. That could be something. I think it's still too white. I think that looks better because of the red. I am wondering though if maybe we just go with it. Maybe we just go with the poinsettia. What do we think? Okay, so now I'm thinking we just do that. And maybe make it a little bit bigger. So this one's... I quite like that one. What do you think? Oh, here we go. We've got, oh, now everyone's coming in. Small border, maybe a small gold border. I was thinking that too. I vote for red, said Ange. I think the red too, says Sally. Yeah, I don't have any gold. Not that big, I don't think. Gold would be nice too, but I do think that one's quite stunning actually, because it picks up the green and the red. So I think if we've got the red on, I think that's looking okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to cut this. Now, I can't remember what I cut this to. I know I did it in centimetres, even though it's in... Oh no, I did this one in inches, I think. Yeah, so I did that one at 5 and 4.5, so that can go to 4 3/4, which means I must have done this one at... Oh, mind out the way, mind out the way. I need to bring this in. Here we go. So I must have done this one at 6.5. Okay, so that's cool. So this way we can do this one at 4 3/4. No, that edge is sticking out, so let's do it this way. It's easier. 4 3/4 this way. Okay. And then 6 3/4 this way. Okay, and that should give us a nice border. Okay. So I always think it's good to border your creations, right? To give it a good base so that it stands out. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. That works. That works, doesn't it? I think actually it looks better in real life. I think if I bring it up, you can see. So you can just see that there are petals and stuff behind it. So that does look quite nice. And we need to have it this size because of the size of the flowers. So we'll stick this down. And somebody in the Facebook group was talking about Tombow. I do love my Tombow. I have got some other glues which I want to try for glitter, because glitter's not great with Tombow because Tombow never dries. So I've got some other glues coming that I want to try with some glitters, because as I said, Tombow doesn't really dry, so if you knock any of the glitter off it becomes sticky. So you do need to have a proper, what I call a PVA glue for that. So I have got some on order, and when it arrives I can show you, but in the meantime we can use stickles. Don't even need a glue because it's already got a glue in it. So we've done that, we've matted that. Now we're going to layer this all onto our card base, but it does give us a nice bit of wiggle room, this. just to enable us to maneuver it into position. Make sure it's even. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so now we've got our card base. I'll just bring this over a little more. Is that better? That's a bit better. Now what we need to do is we need to build our poinsettias. So for these, you can use the Tombow because it will glue very nicely. I'm just going to find that one that's had a bit chunk taken out of it. Make sure that that one is at the bottom. And then we will put a dab of glue in the middle. Seems a bit of a shame because we're covering up this gorgeous gold in the centre. And you need to do them off centre. So don't think that you're going to make them exactly in the middle, because poinsettias have more petals than that. They don't have 6, they tend to have 9, 6, 7, 8, something like that, or more. I don't know how many they have, but it's more than 6. So then we have to layer another one in the middle there like that. Okay, so that is now one flower. Okay, and you see it's got a little bit of manoeuvrability to it, bit of lift, and we can bring it up even more if you were giving it in a box. We did boxes in the membership last month, and so if you need a box for a card, you know, because you're going to make it 3D, we did all of that. Okay, now we need another one, so I'll put that at the bottom, I think, this one. And we'll put this one just off centre of the petals, and then this one can go on the top. Oh no, don't do that, Pip. Wipe that off. Put the glue in there, Pip, not the other way around. There we go. And then this one's going to go on top of all of that. There. And again, because it's Tombow, we can give it a bit of a wiggle room. There we go. I'm going to leave those to dry. Because it's going on top of embossing powder, it might need to dry for a little bit. And then we're going to work out where we're going to position these. Now I like these sort of on these edges, sort of hiding those two end points there, because they're quite big flowers. And then this one I want sort of over here. It can't go all the way over because then it would stick over the edge of the card. So it needs to go partly way over. So we're going to have our 2 large ones. Now normally we would say make it 3 large ones, but they're so big that to go with this I'm going to turn this into like a 5 flower card. So we'll do something more like this, or even a 7 flower card. We could do that too, because you can always place these wherever you fancy. But I think a 5 actually works quite nicely. I might move that down there and that over there, so we come down in sort of layers. There we go. Move that over there. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes it odd, which means that it fits nicely. Okay. And yes, we've got a bit of a gap there, but I don't think it looks right with just a line down the middle. So I'd much rather sort of do it like so. So we have a kind of an overlapping flowers like that. All right. And now we need to add them. Hello, Paula. Ah, just on her way off to work? Oh, no. Yes, just arrived at work, so you'll have to catch replay later. Excellent. So Sally says the biggest white one to the bottom. You think it would look better this way around? It might do. Like so. But then this little white one then doesn't really have anywhere to go. That's the issue. Because this is then just hanging off the edge of a leaf. So I think it needs to go that away, so that we've got enough space down here for that. Now if you look at the pictures and stuff on here, I mean, we've got the scattered all over the place. This is 2, 4, this makes 6, which isn't even, but then the bow becomes the 3rd of those. Okay, but I decided I didn't want to do a bow, so the flower is almost taking the point of the bow there. and she's got extra bits and pieces because it's a big 8x8 card. But I thought, well, actually, if we put the big and then the medium and then the little, we can kind of fit it all in. So that's where I've gone with that. So now we will start sticking, and I am just going to stick. I'm not going to do dimensionals on these, okay, because it's quite a large card as it is. I think if we added dimensionals to it, it would be, or foam pads for anyone who doesn't use Stampin' Up ones, it would be very, very top heavy. But these stick beautifully with this. Now, I am not going to hide the little thingies underneath, but we are going to add some sparkles to them. And we'll put a little bit of glue under here. And again, just make sure that your poinsettia leaves don't hang off too far over your card edge, because we don't want them getting squished when they go in the post or in the envelope. Again, just pop a bit of glue down there, and then these hang quite nicely that way. Oops, have to come in a little further. There we go, like so, so that when that comes down, it's just a little there, like so. And there we have our beautiful bouquet of flowers. Now, we've still got some holly leaves, which we can just add in to add in a little bit of extra colouring. And these I just add a little bit of glue at the back, and then I'm going to tuck them under and press them down like so. And then I'll do another big one over here. And it doesn't have to be, you know, botanically correct. We're just adding foliage like you would do for any display. So we can put another one in, oops, just under there, like so. Now they do normally go in pairs, so I am going to do them in pairs. But as I say, they don't have to be absolutely perfect. And then, let's see, what can we add down here? I'm sure I want to add any, maybe a small one down here. Yeah, we'll add a small one there. Add a couple of small ones, one there and one here, which is, you could also add a tag just to balance it, like make it off balance slightly, because that's also handy. And then I think this one, I might just, I know it's not got a pair, but I might just bring this one down from, or up rather, from in here. So we've got a little bit of extra in that empty space just there. You can tuck it behind like so. Just covers that little gappy bit, which is a little gappy and no sparkly bits. Excellent. There we go. And then to finish off, we obviously need a bit more sparkly stuff. So I'm going to put some stickles just on this, just on this here. What's this? This is the wrapping for the flowers. It's the ribbon or whatever. This is not, come on. There we go. There we go. Put a bit of extra there. So we've got a little bit of sparkle, just a little bit coming down there. Okay. And then the question is, do we do pearls? I could do pearls. These are so big, I don't normally have large pearl things. Let's see, have I got any? Don't actually have any. Where are all my normal pearls gone? Where have they all gone? I'm now rummaging through all of my thingies just to see. I might not have any. Oh, heavens. So we did stop doing the big ones at one point. If we don't have any pearls, we're going to have to use stickles instead. Yeah, no large pearls. Okay, so we'll add some stickles instead. So the stickles that I'm using here, this one is diamond. Okay, it's got that kind of gold shimmer to it. The other one I really like is this one, which is twinkle, and that's got a blue shine to it. So we use that one with blue cards and this one, or silvery cards, and this one with gold cards. So let's just use stickles instead. Hello, Jane. That looks very pretty. Thank you. So we'll just add some. This has got a stick in it. This is stuck. I've got my old pin here. Hold on. Sometimes stickles can get a bit glued up, a bit gummed up. That's better. That's coming out better. Now, don't press down because it is gluey, so you will actually stick your petals and leaves to it if you're not careful. So I'm just lifting them up and I'll just put it underneath, and then we'll just set that aside and leave that to dry. Just seeing if there's any that I've missed under here that need to have a little bit of extra. I don't think so. Oh, there's one. There's a couple. So I'm going to do it, even though you can't really see it, I bet you from an angle you can. So let's make them correct. Just check you haven't got any others. No, that's fine. And then if you wanted to, you could put like a sentiment at the bottom of it. Or if you, like me, wanted to just leave it as it was, you could. I think I'd probably put a little Merry Christmas down here. The one in here is big. This is a large Merry Christmas. Oh, joyful Christmas wishes. Oh, now maybe we just add a small label. Let's have a look. Joyful Christmas wishes. Oh, that's going to look nice there, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm doing this, going to go straight on. Okay, you may think, oh, what is she doing? You might want to put it on a label. That's fine. I'm going to go straight for it, I think. Yes, there, I think. Joyful Christmas wishes. If it looks rubbish, we'll do it again and put it on a label. That's the way I roll, okay? So let's get my red. And I think the real red is close enough to this. I mean, it's a little more Poppy Parade-ish, but I think we'll go real. Just because it's that lovely Christmas colour. So let's go real. The good news is that my red is not massively juicy. So I'm just tapping it lightly, like so, and then popping it down here, like so. And let's hope that's straight. But there we go. Kind of looks straight. Let's hope, fingers crossed, wish me luck and all that jazz. There we go. Joyful Christmas wishes. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Straight. Oh, it's a little up, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's close enough. So there is our Christmas card. How quick was that? I mean, I did do all the work beforehand, but I just want to show you as well the size difference, because these are the big poinsettia petals. Okay, so this is the one that you would make if you did the larger size. So you can see the difference in, look how big they are. Look how big they are. Massive. Okay, but worth it, I think. If you're going to do a square card, they would look lovely on. Or even a card where you just want to have one poinsettia as the main focal point, then that would be the one that you would go for. Okay, and I will be making some other poinsettia cards with these because I do love them. I think they're just beautiful. And I'd like to try them all in different colours as well. I love flowers in different colours. Thanks, Ange. Thanks, Lee. Excellent. I'm glad you like it. So, you know, I think anything, if you're struggling on what to do for Christmas, you can't really go wrong with poinsettias and a bit of gold. Red and a bit of gold. Red, green and gold. It's lovely, you know. So, yeah, just give that a try and see what you think. I'd love to see your versions. So if you're in the hub, put them in the hub, and if you're in my Facebook group, put them in the Facebook group. Yeah, I just think they're pretty. Yeah, I like how that's come out. I'm very pleased with that, how that's come out. So tell me what you think of poinsettias. Maybe you hate them. Maybe you don't like them at all. I don't know. But for ages, I thought, you know, I would not have them, mainly because I wasn't really a big flower girl. And I'm still not a massive flower girl. This is about as frou-frou as I get. Okay, it's not going to get much more frou-frou than that. But I do love a poinsettia, actually. They do look, they are just something special. And I think they look nice as well if you do them in a darker green. So you could do them in a real deep, like holly green, shaded spruce, one of those colours. That would look really good. And yes, as Sally said, they do come in various colours, so you can try them out in lots of different ones. White as well, they come in, I know that. Sally says she's going to dig her poinsettia dies out. Yes, definitely, because I think it's just such a nice card to make for Christmas. So I hope I've given you some last minute Christmas inspiration with all of that. And I really hope that yeah, you enjoy making some cards with poinsettias if you have them, or just take any other flower. There's quite a lot of flower dies out there actually that you could take and it would look like a poinsettia if you just put them together like that. So sometimes you get them and they look like they're 5 petal. Just cut an extra petal and stick it underneath. Nobody's going to know, right? Or just cut them all out individually and just shift them around a little bit. You can do amazing things with flower dies and flower stamps if you're just a little bit creative. Or if you've got a poinsettia, then you can just do it the easy way. And if you want to join, I know unfortunately my Black Friday deal has now ended, sadly, but the doors are still open. And you know, you can just join for a month, see what you think. So maybe not now, maybe in January when you're feeling a bit blue and you want to do something extra, then come and join the membership. But in the meantime, if you want to make sure you get in all my news, information and all that jazz, then just make sure that you are signing up for my emails, especially if you're a new card maker, because you get lots of hints and tips and inspiration and guidance if you sign up for my email. So jump on, come and have some fun with us, and if you're in the membership, I will show you whatever poinsettia cards I get up to between now and our Christmas party on the 13th. Alrighty. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'm now going to go off and I'm now going to go singing, and I will see you soon. I'll be back again in 2 weeks. So on the 15th, I'll be back looking at another make with me. So I'll tell you what we're making and you can bring along your stuff and we'll make it and we'll have a little bit more time. Alrighty, take care for now. Bye-bye.